one of the mallets that the Malletech line had that I particularly liked was the Soloist series, which, as I recall, and I think it's true, that it was a series that had like a Stevens yarn on it, but gray, with a natural rubber core. And so I started with that being sort of the paradigm for what the mallet should start as. And I wanted a mallet that had a little bit of chiff to it, a little bit of articulation, because a lot of what I do is play chamber music, whether it be with mixed ensembles or concertos, but also just a lot of playing with percussion ensembles, because a lot of the music I write is with percussion ensemble, and so I needed a mallet that I thought would have a level of articulation from the yarn that we could get, but yet also be able to roll and have a multi-tonal effect to it as well. So we started with the core, and then we went through a bunch of different yarns. I don't remember the whole process, but we finally came up with the yarn that we have. And I think for me it was always about the sound, less about, I mean, durability was always an issue. It was more about getting the yarn that sounded the way we wanted it to sound and that held on the mallet the way it held. And actually, and as a result of the yarn being successful, I think one of the things that's great about the yarn is, you know, it's like a nice pair of jeans. At first they fit a certain way for a year or so, then they get more relaxed and loose and you can wear them. Then sometimes you want to buy some new ones that feel a little firmer and they're a newer, fresher, that you want to wear for certain situations. Then there's the older jeans you put on for other situations. I feel like my yarn, or my mallets rather, can work like that kind of thing. And I buy or get new mallets, and like any mallet, you have to work them in, but they work in, they're a certain, they play a certain way for a period of time, of course depending on how much you play with that mallet. And then they wear in, but they don't wear out. I mean, that's the brilliant thing about it. They don't wear out. They just change a bit. And actually, so for me, like this set of mallets I have here is a set I use for vignale. Actually, this one looks like I've been chewing on it, but I've had it for so long, but I love the sound of it. These are 8s, and this is the oldest 8. And then these 2 8s are not as old. They're a little softer, and I have a 5 in the bottom. You know, and so it's a very close color set, actually. But they're a pre-washed 8. Now I'm going to step out of the camera for 2 seconds here. And here is a newer 8 that I used last night for certain pieces, because it's softer than the older 8s. You know, and this has been around for 4 or 5 years. I'm still using them out. There's nothing wrong with it. It still works great. And it's a great ensemble mallet too. It can work really good in ensemble situations, and it's a great general go-to mallet. So for me, that was a bonus, because you never really know until you try it for a while, how's that going to work? And I think the yarn lasting the way it does. I had people come up to me all the time, students come up to me after concerts. I still have your mallets. I bought them like 7 years ago. I still use them. It's great. I guess it's good and bad, because we'd like to sell more mallets. But so, you know, buy new ones, but use the older ones. You got to have both. So I mean, I like that about them. So when I'm playing a concert, I go back and forth within my line of mallets. Not only within like a 13 to an 8 to a 5. I have my pre-washed old 8s that I pull out for certain pieces, and my new 8s for a different piece, and it's just another level of color that I enjoy being able to have.